Hi guys, welcome to Treasures by Trees. I have my special guest, my little brother, Preston. He's going to be joining me today and sharing. And so thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And definitely thank you for your prayers. And so we're definitely not going to hold time today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And so, as I said, my little brother from a different mother is joining me today. And so I'll share a little bit about how we met. I met Preston in 2015, probably my second week in Dallas, right?
Yeah, what? Conifer, yeah.
Yeah, probably my second week.
I mean, not Conifer. I'm naming another job. Superior. I'm nervous. I'm sorry, guys.
Superior Health Plan. And so we met. We worked together. And so we immediately became friends. And so he's just been like my little brother ever since. And so this guy took me to my first strip club in San Antonio.
And they didn't even get naked.
Well, they didn't have on tops,
They
right?
don't count.
And so I've definitely had just such a wonderful relationship with him. And he's my family. And so very grateful, as I was telling you, last week. Most of my friends in Dallas, they have become my family members. And so I am going to shush and allow Preston to introduce himself.
Hi, y'all. Preston. I don't really have much to say about myself. Let's see. Me and Tree's family. It's an honor to be here. Just want to put out a disclaimer. What I say today is based on my viewpoints, nobody else's. So I hope I don't offend anybody. If I do, I'm sorry. You'll be all right. Shout out to my nephews. They on my shirt, Yeah, I'm ready.
He's quite the joker, and so definitely I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, Mama, I love you. That too. Don't be mad at me.
Hi, Mom. I definitely have to meet
And
your
sister,
mom.
love you too.
Hi, sis.
They both crazy, but yeah.
Preston, where are you from?
I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee.
We on the map. It's the South.
Chattanooga. How old are you, Preston?
I am 38, but I can pass for 27, so it depends on who asking.
I know they give me 33.
Are you 33? I still get ID'd at some places, but
Yeah, that's gotta be nice, because technically I'd be 46 in December, so.
see, that black don't crack.
Black don't crack, yes. How about that black don't crack? And so, guys, we're going to get started here. And Preston, he doesn't have children either. And,
No, it's rare.
and he doesn't like pets, so.
No, I like exotic pets. Give me, if you got a tiger or a leopard or something, holler at me.
Not the puppies. He doesn't like the puppies.
I could do a puppy. It's just as long as they don't give them my clothes.
Something about the hair,
Yeah.
the pet hair, that's not resonating with him. And so, guys, we're going to be talking about being raised by a single mom. My guy here.
About to get deep.
We're going to get deep today. He was raised by a single mom. And so, we know that the world says that moms cannot raise boys. So, my question for you is that you were raised by a single mom. So, how was that?
It has its pros and cons. I say pros. It taught me how to, in a sense, be nurturing to a woman and be respectful to a woman, but also never doubt a woman or her abilities. It also taught me that a woman is capable of anything a man can do as well. Me personally, of course, you like to have a father figure in your life, but at the same time, I think I benefited more from having my mother raise me by herself. Because I always say, even if you have a father in your life, what makes that a good father and how he raised you? Everybody say you need a man to raise a boy, but you don't never know who the man is that's raising the boy. So I think I value that I just had my mama, because it taught me so many different aspects that a man couldn't have taught me. I mean, yeah, she couldn't teach me how to pee or stuff like that, but she taught me how to have a heart in a sense, but also not to accept failure.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
Wow, do you hear that? Because we're told that hey, women can't raise men, But you looking at an example here that, you know, he was raised by his mom. And because he was raised by his mom, he's a stronger person. And he knows how to treat a woman. And your output is different from most guys because, you know, not having that father in the house.
Yeah, and I think the only negative thing I say come with it when it comes to dating or relationship because I hold a woman so high, and a lot of times I ain't gonna say the new generation or a certain era, but women get caught up in gender roles. And my thing is, at the end of the day, I want my woman to be able to do and feel she can do everything that a man can do without needing a man there. Because my thing, I'm always big on, if I die, who's going to take my place? I don't want I don't want to be looking for another guy to fill that void for stuff she can do. Like for instance, my mama, she cut the grass, she changed tires, she worked on her car, this, that, and third. But I don't want to have my woman feel that she can't do that, especially in my passion or something of that nature. Or meet somebody who would take advantage of her because that woman feels she needs a man to do certain things.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can definitely account for that. Being raised in a two-parent household definitely cannot speak on not having a father or mom. And so definitely not good at cutting grass. I've cut about 3 yards in my life, and I was very tiresome and messing with my sinuses. And so, you know, it's important that, you know, as women, we are very independent today, and we have our careers, we have our lives, and so you never want to become so dependent on a man that you can't survive, because I felt like at some point in my marriage that I became so dependent of him because he did everything for me. And so you somehow lose yourself in that. And so that's deep, Preston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I ain't gonna say my father, well, he was absentee, but in a sense, he would come around when he had a new girlfriend. So every time he got a new girlfriend, I see him. And
Why is
know,
that?
I guess he tried to play that role of I'm a good dad, meet my son type deal to try to cater to that woman at a particular time in his life. But like it always go back to, you know, just because you have a man in your life don't mean he's raising you right.
That's right. And that's something that people need to understand. You can have a father there and they not be a good father. You can have a mom there and they not be a good mom, because we seeing the fruits of the people labor, you know, looking at, you know, people our age that wasn't raised in a two-parent household or was raised by a father that wasn't a good father. He was there, because it doesn't mean that, you know, having a father in the home means that he actually is being a father. And so my father was a father. You know, I saw my dad work. My mom was home, you know, because I have a very large family, and she was the caregiver for most of our lives. And so I saw what a man does, go out and work and take care of his family. But, you know, we living in a world now where women have daddy issues and stuff. You know, they're
it's out there,
they're pretty messed up, right? Because they wasn't there. They wasn't good dads. And so they're a particular age, and they trying to deal with this stuff in life.
And men capitalize on that, so it goes back and forth, but that's a bad thing on both ends, though.
It's really bad. It's really bad, because having, you know, I think at the end of the day, if you have a parent, whether it's a one-parent or two-parent house, but you have somebody that instill in you values that you need at an early age and teach you how to be a man and how to love and how to treat women, I think your mom did an excellent job.
Yeah, she did. I give her kudos for that. She taught us not necessarily the feeling of love, but the act of love. I can't really recall too much I love yous in my early ages, but I knew the love was there by her actions. Like my mom worked like 2, 3, 4 jobs growing up. I can say we never needed for anything. But we also knew what she was going through to never stress her in a sense.
Right.
And now as a kid, you don't understand it, but as you get older, you start appreciating it more for what she done and the sacrifice she made.
Absolutely.
To change her life for her kids. So I respect her for that and honor her for that.
Absolutely. And that's a good thing, because, you know, when you don't have a father, you know, as moms, we do what we have to do, because my daughter, her dad died at when she was 8, and so for 2 years it was just she and I before I got married. And you do what you have to do for your kids as single parents. You put whatever you need to put in there, and you also, you take care of your kids. And that's what we do as moms, because we're nurturers, right? So we're gonna, whether we have to work 2 jobs or 3 jobs, we're gonna make sure we take care of our kids and make sure they have a place to stay and they have food on the table. And so, wow.
Yeah, I can say my mom never showed no weakness.
Yeah.
Never showed no emotional, no cries, no tears. She got up and done it. Even nights when I was like, dang. I think the memory of her always going to sleep at night and wake up to go to her 3rd shift job.
Wow.
She always say, give me 5 minutes. And in my head, I'm like, what the hell 5 minutes gonna do for you? But it gave her the energy she needed to get through the night and, make things happen for us.
Wow, that's awesome. And you can't beat that. And, those sacrifices that our moms make and our fathers make, like, this is what make us great adults today, where we can be good parents and we can be good people and good human beings. And so definitely. And so I would say, how did you learn, like watching your mom struggle to raise boys alone? How was that like for you now that you're older? You went through that, and with boys and moms, it's different than moms raising girls alone.
I think my mom was pretty fair to all her boys in a sense. As far as just teaching us how to be tough, how to be respectful, she was always real strict on presentation. Your first appearance, like my mom, no matter what you have on, she made sure we iron our clothes. I think that's what I remember doing first before anything. Before tying my shoes, she taught us how to iron clothes.
Right.
So she was always big on our presentation. That was letting the world see what we're going through. She taught us how to be tough in a sense of just through her actions. But of course, being boys, you could wander off the streets or whatever. So we got in our fair share of trouble. But she was very quick to be there, discipline us and keep us on the right path,
Yeah, because the ideal is to keep your kids out of trouble and keep them out of prison, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I think it also helped my oldest brother. He kind of adapted the role of that father figure. Of course, there was some release pressure off my mom, but more pressure on him, because he got to look out for his siblings as well, and we looking up to him as a provider as well in certain ways. So in a sense, it helped my mom, but at the same time, it gave me a different insight on my brother, because I really didn't see him as a brother. I started seeing him as a father as well.
Right. And that was a big role for him to be able to step up and say, as the older sibling, I'm going to step up and help mom. I'm going to, take this role as a father figure for my younger brothers and stuff. That was a big deal, because that means his lifestyle changed at that point, because he has to look out for you guys to make sure you guys are doing what you're supposed to do and get to, get through school, get to college and everything.
Yeah, and I can see a lot of traits from my mama instilled in him, just how he is today, how he is with his family, with his kids and stuff of that nature. So thank you for that as well, my older brother.
Shout out to older brother, because you know what? You got my son here, my brother here. Like, hey, he's a work in progress. So guess what?
Still is, but
Hey, we all are, right? We are. And so let me see. So how does this affect your relationships with women today? What would you say, being raised by a mom and a single mom, how does this affect your relationships?
Well, they say women always date for dudes to be like their father.
That's
I never heard a dude say they date a woman to be like their mama, so that scared the hell out of me. But yet, I find it as a big thing in relationships, because seeing what my mama did, what she accomplished, I don't see no boundaries for any woman.
Right.
So the biggest issue with dating I always come across where women be like, well, I'm not going to do this, or it's a man's role to do this, a man's role to do that. And it's always getting to a battle where, not necessarily, well, I know my man, I'm supposed to do this, but at the end of the day, I'm not always going to be her. It's not always going to be a man in the picture. Are you capable of doing this?
Absolutely.
And then at the end of the day, if you're not capable, it opens up my eyes to like, well, you easily could be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Because certain stuff you haven't adjusted to learn about and know about. Well, any guy can come and just take advantage of you.
Yeah.
So it's like learning from my mama. It pushed me harder to teach the people. I ain't gonna say teach, but try. Well, I guess I say no, not teach, but try to instill in the people I date that hey, you can do this. You know what I'm saying? Don't depend on a man to do certain things. But just know at the end of the day you can do it.
Yeah.
And be glad that you can do it and someone taught you to do it. But it failed me. It don't fail me in a lot of time relationship because I think it comes off as controlling. But it might be my approach as well. But
yeah. Because that's how you was raised.
Yeah, how I was raised. Like, you know, women are capable of anything just as much as a man could do.
Absolutely.
But I think society has placed it on us like you're set up in certain ways. Like a man is here for this, a woman's here for that. I remember one time I was dating a chick who would always fix my plate and cook. And we always get into an argument about because I don't want her to fix my plate.
But that's what most guys want. They want you to serve them, right? But you were used to fixing your own
Yeah,
food.
I'm used to fixing my own plate then.
Yeah.
And I'm used to, I mean, in a sense, my mama, growing up, she would always fix our plate and she would eat last. But at the same time, I'm there to nurture my woman, but I don't want her to ever feel like she got to be a servant to me.
Well, maybe that's just how she was raised because, you know, as country women, we tend to do that. Like, I will fix my man plate and, you know.
You're a good one.
Well, you know, from the country, right? That stuff was like, you know, you cook, you take care of your man. And so I can definitely see it from your aspect, meaning that, you know, hey, you don't have to do this for me. I appreciate you doing this, but this is something that you don't have to do. Now, if you choose to be this woman and you want to do it, I won't, you know, stand in your way, but this is something that I don't really necessarily need. And I can see where you're coming from that, because I think that a lot of men, you know, some men love that, right? They love the woman to be in there cooking and fixing their plate and doing everything but the way you was raised, watching your mom and stuff, it kind of made you look at women in a different way. You look at women in the light that we're seeing now, where women are, you know, just, you know, are equals, right? We're not just, okay, you're not there just to be a wife, a maid, or to have babies. You know, you're out there, you're career women. You're equal to men in a sense where you guys are just like you, right? We work, we take the garbage out, we take the car to get the tires changed and everything. And so I can see it from the aspect, because growing up in the country, you know, like my mom, you know, just being a mom and having kids and stuff, not working. And so now, you know, being an independent woman, like my vision is different now, because I don't have a husband, and so I do everything for myself. And so I can see, you know, you're seeing from your aspect that, hey, you know, women, that we have our say, right?
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, it's both parts are equal. You need a man, you need a woman to make the foundation work. But at the same time, both roles could be intertwined.
Right.
Like I cook, I clean. The stuff that you quote unquote think women should do, you know, do that for your mate. That's stuff my mama taught me.
Right. It's nothing wrong with hey, that's what I'm talking about. Like, let's cook together, right?
You know.
Let's do these clothes. Let's fold.
Or you gotta look at it too, like even if you dating someone who don't know, you know, teach your woman how to change a tire. Teach her how to
change a tire, Preston. I don't want to know how to change a tire.
It's all those stuff is expensive, so you rather at least know the main basics, so folks not taking advantage of you.
Well, they did take advantage of me. Yeah, I paid $300 for a tire when I only had like a nail in it.
Exactly. You could have when they got that thing plugged up and been.
They wouldn't even plug it. Gonna talk about it's too close to something. And I'm like, and then after I paid the $300, $308 actually, they was like, girl, you just needed to be plugged. I was like, they got me.
Yeah.
So now,
it's stuff you can learn. And
Absolutely, because that's stuff we need.
Right.
Because they got me. I just won't forget that ever.
That was you a new Gucci belt.
I know, 308. I was like, oh, you people. And so I would say, from a male's perspective, do you believe mothers can successfully raise sons without fathers? I think we already answered that because you are definitely a success and you my brother. And I believe that moms can raise sons successfully without a father. I think that society has told us they can't, but I am a feminist. Yeah, she's that.
I agree too. You know, I've experienced it, so at the end of the day, I can't think of anything different my father would have taught me than my mama taught me. Honestly, I think the shit he would have taught me would have took me on a different path.
I think so too.
Yeah, so I think I'm blessed that I was raised by a single mother.
I think so too. I think she did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
I really do, because you are a very caring individual and you see the good in women and you relate to us. Yeah. And you know, some guys tend to think, you know, they have this hard exterior, and so they think that's what women like, but women don't really like that. Women like vulnerability.
Yeah, you gotta be open and understanding.
You have to be open.
Yeah, then they gotta be a listener. She taught me to be a listener.
Good, you are a listener, because I'm Chatty Patty, so we're always chatting. He's a great listener, and I would say, what advice do you have for single moms? Because I have a friend, she's raising 2 boys, and they're, you know, one is 13, one is about 9. What advice do you have for these single moms out here?
Ooh, that's a good one. Don't give up. Don't let society tell you that a male or a father figure is needed. Just pray on it and do what you can do, and just remember, it might not like you winning in the beginning, but at the end they'll be appreciative of what happens and what you instilled in them. So keep doing what you do. Just show them the values of life. Be respectful, positive individual, and understand too, they go mess up, they go make mistakes, but don't look at it as a default on your upbringing and what you're trying to instill in them. So we gotta learn some way, but just keep pushing forward and being a positive light for them, and in a sense be tough on them, but also show them that it's okay to have feelings, because a lot of times we feel when a male's involved, a lot of dads or father figures don't show emotion.
They don't.
So
that's horrible.
That's what's wrong with a lot of males today. They don't have no connection with emotion and feelings.
They don't.
So just keep loving on them, keep nurturing them, and let them make the mistakes, but be there to pick them up when need be.
That is so awesome. I've met so many guys that doesn't have that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not able to be vulnerable. They're not able to speak their truth and be open and honest about what they're feeling, because they've been in survival mode their whole life. And they never had a moment where they can just, you know, just turn it off and just get naked, as I call it. That has to be awful.
Yeah.
That's a terrible thing, because I am the type of person, I just believe I believe in conversations, right?
Well, you know, it's a lot of rage built up in some guys, you know, and they just don't know how to release it, and they might snap on you with intentions to something else. So
wow. See, this is my brother. Guys, I am so thankful. You know, God is so good, and so as you know, that this path is to help somebody. I don't know my audience. I don't know who God has in store for me to help through this podcast. But at the same time, I'm walking in obedience, and my goal is to try to help somebody say something through an interview, say something, you know, that will motivate, some sentence or something we say throughout the interview that will help somebody make a decision or something they're dealing with within their life, because we're all dealing with stuff, right? And the one thing we're trying to do is get through life and try to be successful as we get through life. And so one of the things, I just keep my ear toward Jesus and my heart toward the Lord, as far as listening to the Word of God and reading the Word of God and prayer. And so I definitely want to thank you guys for listening. I'm so thankful for my brother here.
Thank you. I got my 5 minutes of fame.
Yes, you did.
I ain't got the beard like the other guy, but it's getting there.
It's okay. It's gonna be, you know,
I got the Anthony Hamilton going on.
Yeah, it's got some little spots there, right? Some little
yeah, it's a lot of spots.
He doesn't have the full beard that he wants, but you know, we just gonna be in prayer that it can, like, you know, get the spots
in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name, guys, thank you for listening, and definitely subscribe in red, capital letters, and definitely we'll be back next week with a different guest. And so I pray that something was said that can make your lives better throughout this video today. And so thank you, Treasures by Trees. Remember to subscribe, and until next week, we'll see you then.
Thank you, TBT.
He's a funny guy. Bye, guys.